ready for a Sunday playoff matinee. We go down south and start it in Atlanta, where Trae Young and the Hawks will host the Knicks in Game 3. Julius Randle, he has some room to improve, but is hoping to tie up this series at 2-2 and head back to Broadway. Let's count you down to Knicks Hawks.
Julius Randle, he's showing us that he's not a superstar. The superstars aren't stopped.
Trae Young was right to mock them and to look at the crowd and say, "We here."
The message is clear for the Hawks. Take it to the Knicks. And Trae Young is the flame for the ATL. Plus, the most improved to the least seen. Where has Julius Randle's game gone, and can he find it before this series is out of New York's control? Plus, can the Lakers take command against the Suns, or will Devin Booker step up to even the series? NBA Countdown is now.
Host.com.
Hello and welcome to NBA Countdown. We're coming to you live from above the Heineken River Deck in New York City. I'm Maria Taylor. That is Adrian Wojnarowski. We've got Jalen Rose with the broom, looking for sweeps. And we've got Jay Will in the building as well. And we get to start off today with a very classic North versus South rivalry. We are in Atlanta, and we knew that this was going to be a good series. Let's recap what we've seen so far. Trae Young took over in Game 1 in Knicks Hawks, scoring 32 points, 10 assists in his playoff debut, and hit the game winner with 1 second remaining in New York. Then the Knicks bounced back in Game 2 by stopping Atlanta late in the game. The Knicks outscored the Hawks by 9 points in the final 5 minutes, holding Atlanta to 0 for 8 shooting. But once again, New York did not have an answer for Young in Game 3, who scored or assisted on 54 points in the win. Julius Randle struggled as well, making 2 of his 15 shots. He also shot 0 for 8 on 2-pointers in Atlanta, and obviously this is their second game there. The question is, Jalen, was it something that Atlanta's doing that's been limiting Julius Randle? He's shooting 24% from the field in this series.
Shout out to Nate McMillan. I actually played against Mac-10, and I know that he's going to focus on defense as a head coach. And one thing that he's doing to Julius Randle is forcing him to play in the crowd. We're in New York City right now. Yeah. Julius understands New York City can be as crowded, and every inch has always lived. And that's what they're doing to him. You see Clint Capella, he's a help side defender. So you use Gallo, you use Collins. They're limp. They get up on them. They play them at the three-point line, use their athleticism, and then they're forcing them right to Clint Capella. So watch when Julius goes into his ISO, since he led the league in that category, how Clint Capella is a strong side helper.
And Jay Rose, they keep shading that left hand. They shade that left hand. All right, Julius, you want to come in here and finish? Try to finish with your right hand multiple times. I think the biggest question for the Knicks is how they defend Trae Young in that ball screen action, right? Because he's so dynamic. If you allow him to turn different ways and then all of a sudden start making shots going downhill, he gets the rest of that offense, Hunter, Herter, he gets all these guys involved, and that's what creates momentum for that team. So you have to stop him, cut up the snake, head of snake.
And Jalen, Jay, New York has got to move that ball. They've got to make quicker decisions when the ball is in Julius Randle's hands, R.J. Barrett's hands, and the crowd comes. They have got to move the pass, and sometimes it's that second pass that gets you the open shot, and that's something you haven't seen the Knicks do in this series.
And one thing that we came to know the Knicks for was defense. I mean, they were top in the league in defense in almost every category, and we've seen the Hawks kind of having their way and finding their offensive flow against the Knicks.
MT, can we be real here? Because I love the Knicks.
Love this,
right? Being great defensively during the regular season is completely different than being great during the playoffs defensively. Because the talent level the Hawks have is superior to the Knicks, right? Yep. So now the Hawks are playing defense at that same threshold. So you need guys like Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett to pick up the load offensively, because now everybody's intensity is heightened.
And also for Trae Young, half game will travel. He's a 4-level scorer. So when we're talking about a handful of players in the league that shoot from the logo, that completely distorts the defense. And now all of a sudden you're guarding him close to half court with a pick and roll action. He going downhill. He could throw the lob. He could do the runner. He could do the floater. And Trae Young has really improved as a playmaker. He's a terrific scorer, and he's making a name for himself in these playoffs.
Yeah, you know, one position the Knicks had great depth in early this season was at center. But Mitchell Robinson is still out with a fractured foot. And Nerlens Noel continues to be limited with an ankle sprain. He played 22 minutes in Game 3. I'm told not to expect him to play much more than that in any of these games, and New York is really relying on Taj Gibson to carry a big load in the middle for them.
All right, well, the New York Knicks have won just one playoff series since 2000, 2001, and obviously this entire city, our entire studio, will be tuned into this game because they're trying to get a win for the Knicks. Look at the Southern hospitality being paid to Mark Jones. He's in the barbershop in State Farm Arena in Atlanta.
Jonesy, you know I can appreciate that because I'm most known in delivery rooms and barbershops.
I love he got his notes in front of him just getting taped up. What's good?
For the culture.
Hotter than fish grease. I think that's what he's actually
I got a
calling
dope barber in Atlanta. His name is Hawk. I'll see you soon, family.
All right.
Delivery rooms and barbershops.
Okay, we've got more than just the Hawks and the Knicks. Does LeBron and the Lakers have what it takes to go ahead and go in repeat mode and get another win, or is it going to be Devin Booker stepping up and lowering their chances? Meanwhile, all of our basketball fans can play for over $250,000 in prizes across the playoffs with DraftKings Pools Playoff Edition. Simply make your picks on the featured game of the day.
Sure, but as a team, is that Celtics performance something they can sustain the rest of this series?
Good morning, Scott. I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm going to have to go with B, not sustainable in terms of the test for the Celtics squad. Listen, Jason Tatum is a bona fide star in the league. His ceiling is higher. Will he be an MVP in the next 5 years? It is absolutely conceivable. But when you look at the opponent, Kyrie Irving didn't necessarily have a great game. Joe Harris didn't shoot the ball from three the way that we're accustomed to. And I actually think that with the Bucks sweeping the Heat, Philly on the brink of sweeping Washington, Brooklyn is probably refocused now to get this series taken care of. And even if Jason were to give us another outstanding performance like that, which he's capable of, but I don't expect it, you still have to go with three other very formidable scorers on the other end.
We saw the ceiling that you referenced, that 50-point effort in Game 3, and that's just the ceiling so far, but it was 19 more points combined than he had in the first two games of this series. Meanwhile, the Knicks are in the same position as the Celtics, trailing 2-1 in their series against the Hawks. So how does New York get back into this series? Because they really can't go down 3-1.
They really can't, Scott. And here's the deal. They need their stars to come and be productive. That's Julius Randle and that's RJ Barrett. But other than that, Trae Young has been an absolute thorn in their side. His floater is deadly. I would be curious if the Knicks make a concerted effort to go at him on the defensive side of the ball. Yes, Trae is tremendous on offense, but on defense, he's given up 5 inches easily to Reggie Bullock at 6'6", and Alec Burks at 6'7". Go at him. One of two things are going to happen. The size advantage will reveal itself, and those guys will have decent looks, or Trae's going to get in foul trouble. And I don't know about you, Scott. If somebody's on the bench in foul trouble, that sounds like the perfect way to slow them down offensively.
It absolutely is. The Knicks' last series win after trailing 2-1 in best of 7, the 2000 Eastern Conference semis against the Heat. That's Monica